All right. Hello, everyone. I hope you're enjoying some of this nice weather. Hopefully, it's not too hot for you. This is Al, and I have Belinda with me here. We're going to talk about the summer school transportation restart. Uh, as you know, because it's COVID shutdown, COVID-19, which has affected every segment of our society, we cannot operate as we've done in the past. So we have to do some things differently, right? But first off, I want you to know that your health and your safety, and of course the health and safety of our students, really that is our top priority. Many of the procedures and expectations that we're putting in place are driven by government entities, guidelines that is coming from the state, from the federal level, from other entities such as BOCES and what have you. And they really drive how business is going to be conducted in the schools and especially school transportation. So the one thing you got to keep in mind is that things cannot be the same as the way they were before. That's just not reality, folks. So in order for us to be successful in maintaining the health and safety of everyone, we need everyone's cooperation. So please don't get hung up on, well, that's not how we did it before, or the contract doesn't say this or that. We have to do what is safe for you, for us, as part of the team, and obviously what is safe and healthy for our children. So with that, let's start talking about the bidding process. This is a pretty busy slide. I'm going to ask Belinda to jump in there if I miss anything. So bidding is going to be different than what we've done in the past. We're not going to conduct bidding in person. We're going to be doing that electronically, a combination of you calling in by phone. That's how we will communicate with you. Having the ability to look at Google Sheets, having the ability to also use Google Forms. For example, a lot of you have signed up for summer work using a Google form. So things are going to be different, but they are manageable and we can do them. We actually tested today, and Brian Shelton, your CSEA rep, was here. We tested the system to make sure that it works, and it worked out really well. The block information, we're not going to be printing hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of copies. We're going to share that with you electronically. You can pull that up on your phone, you can pull it up on your computer from the comforts of your home. But if you absolutely need a copy, we would need you to call dispatch and set the time and date to come and pick one up. As you can see, the dates for dry runs, we're spreading them out because we can't have everybody come in here on the same day to do dry runs. We need to make sure we maintain social distancing. Again, that would be scheduled with you through dispatch, and you would have to adhere to the time and dates to come in and do your dry runs. Communicating with Tammy and or Rachel, again, we'll set up something outside the routing dispatch office. If you have questions, comments, concern regarding routes, students, whatever, you will leave that on a piece of paper, whatever your question is, whatever your concern is, and they will then communicate back with you and set up an appointment to help address that. And another a big change, where in the past we shared a lot of personal information about students under Education Law 2D. It compels districts not to share that information anymore. So we're not going to be doing that. I know that's a huge change, but the law is the law. And what you'll be getting pretty much on the route sheet, and you want to jump in there, Belinda, on that, is really just the turn by turn, the start time, end time. Anything else you want to add to that?
Nope, the small bus block sheets are going to look like the big bus ones. So it'll have the streets that you're going to be going on, and whether or not there's a wheelchair on that run, or a harness, an attendant, things like that. You will not have actual addresses or student names any longer.
Perfect.
And you're also able to take them home with you now too, if you do have to look at them. So you can look at them anywhere, anytime.
Perfect. Thank you for that.
Yep. This may happen The same thing applies. You just need to be off the road by 4 o'clock. So that doesn't necessarily mean, you come in at 6 and then you can't meet with your other attendant later on in that morning. But 6 o'clock is just your time to be in. So this way we don't have 50 people in at 6 a.m. We only have the 5 or 10 that we scheduled.
All right, thank you for that clarification. So let's talk about individual protective equipment. You as an employee must wear a face covering at any time a person comes within 6 feet of another person. That is a hard and fast rule, and that will be enforced. Face covering will be worn by drivers and bus attendants when the team is on the bus. Employees must wash their hands before and after boarding a bus. We will make gloves available for your use on an as-needed basis. Again, social distancing will be adhered to in the transportation building. We will not allow more than 10 employees in the break room or to congregate anywhere within the building, the hallways, what have you. We will require all adults again to wear that face cover, and you're gonna you will hear me repeat this because we need to get everybody on the same sheet of music here, right? And proper hand hygiene must be practiced by all. Let's talk about bus cleanliness. We have secured spray bottles for each school bus. The spray bottles will have a disinfectant mixture in it. We will prepare that for you. You don't have to worry about it. It's non-harmful to you, whatever. Obviously we don't want you drinking or spraying your face with it, but it's to spray the surfaces with it and wipe down those highly touched areas that are typically touched by kids, such as the handrails, the seat backs, if you will. Your area as a school bus driver, all your gauges and buttons and what have you, you would want to be wiping those down. Actually, we expect you to do that. We, as your support, we will be sanitizing, using the sanitizing machines that we've purchased, all the school buses after the morning runs are done and after the afternoon runs are done. We will go through every bus and hit those with that fog machine, if you will. But in between runs, you will need to make sure that you have a rag and you have that spray bottle on the bus, and you're going to wipe down, again, those highly touched areas in between runs. Another thing we need to concentrate on, unlike prior years, is air circulation inside the bus to the extent possible, and where, especially children with special needs, where they can tolerate air circulation. We would want you to open up, if you have roof hatches, open up the roof hatches, crack open the windows, put the AC on, keep the fan going, but not to the extent where it's making the kids uncomfortable. What happens is that why we need the air circulation is so that if there's any suspended human droplets in the air, that air is going to move them towards the back of the bus and out the windows and or the roof hatches. So again, it's to try to maintain that health and safety aspect. Back to the employee break room. I already mentioned it. No more than 10 employees at a time. This is going to be enforced. No congregation in hallways or in the break room. Don't want you congregating in front of Jalna's desk, the dispatch office. So you got to do things differently. And the biggest thing that you must do differently is to time your arrival here at work to minimize the time that you're inside the building. You'll come in, go to dispatch, grab your key, grab your DVIR, and go out to your bus. If you need to stop by the ladies' or men's room, fine, which we encourage you to do before you hit the road, and then wash your hands thoroughly before you get on that bus, and then when you come back in, do everything in reverse. Go to the ladies' room, men's room, do what you need to do, wash your hands thoroughly. The keys, we're going to sanitize the keys after each use. So it's a team effort, right? But the key for you is to minimize your time here, which means you'll have to adjust your arrival time. As much as I'd love for you guys to get together and socialize, that's just not going to be allowed to happen until something on the medical side changes to where we get something to keep us all safe. Now that brings us to how are we going to interact with you in terms of meeting with staff, right? So the idea here, again, is to reduce to the extent possible that human interaction in order for us to maintain health and the safety of all of our colleagues. So if you have a question, you all now, most of you are using email. You know how to use email, right? So use an email to send it to whomever you need to send it. Me, Bernie, one of the dispatchers, Tammy, Rachel, if it's a routing issue. And we will handle your concerns, your questions, by email. If we need to have a face-to-face, then we will set up a time and place and make sure everyone, we are in a room that will allow us to have that social distancing, and then everyone has the opportunity to put a face covering on. You want to add anything to that?
No, just, they could also call us in the dispatch office too, especially if it's, how to get on their email or a routing issue. Lori, Lisa, myself are routing specialists, so we can help them with those things too, as well as help them get on their emails and any other computer stuff they need.
All right, thanks, Belinda. Mm-hmm. So let's talk about contact tracing. Contact tracing is a process where if someone, be it a student or an adult, has or is suspected of having come in contact with COVID-19, the system, whether it's the school, whether the county health or whomever, needs to do contact tracing. They need to trace who that child or that adult has been in contact with, and then do what they need to do to make sure that we're all safe and healthy. So one way of doing that is seat assignments. We, under COVID-19, are going to expect and demand that every student, K through 12, is assigned a seat on that school bus. That will greatly assist us in contact tracing. This isn't open for discussion. This is not open for, I'm going to do it or I'm not going to do it. It will be done. Underline that word will. There is no choice in the matter. We have to do it. Pre and post-trip inspections, you will continue doing those as you've done in the past. The big change here from the typical, sweeping and dusting the interior and, picking up the trash, whatever, and emptying the trash can, is that we need you, again, to use that spray bottle that we're going to give you with the disinfectant in it to clean those areas you see on the slide, right? The steering wheel, handles, seat backs. We already tested how long it takes for us to do the interior of a bus, a driver doing that. You want to talk about that? How long did it take you, Belinda?
For a 72 passenger, 14 minutes and 3 seconds. And that was with, I wiped the windows, the walls, the seat belts, a lot of stuff. So you can move pretty quickly with it, but it is a little time consuming. So.
Excellent. All right, so we know we can do that under 15 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Perfect. Yep. All right, so now we've gotten questions about bidding, about summer work from some of you, and these are the questions, right? So for question 1, that person wants confirmation about summer bidding. The transportation department actually received their response. So the confirmation, the answer to that question is the confirmation will be automatically sent to each individual to the email that they have provided in the summer bidding form. Question 2, what are the blocks we will bid on? If I think I got this question correctly, you're talking about the master bid sheet. That will be shared with you electronically via Google Sheet, so you can access it from home or wherever you are. Question number 3, can I still sign up for the sublist but not be available on certain days? The answer is yes. You simply will not be paid because you're not working as a substitute. Question number 4, how does the extra work schedule work? I.e., would dispatch call and say, we need you on such a day, or Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of next week? Sub work will work as in prior summers. Nothing has changed. Dispatch will call you, or you can sign up for the extra work while you are here subbing. So yes, they will call, and or if you're here, you can sign up and they will tell you what you'll be doing the next day. What time is summer block bidding on Monday, June the 22nd? We're going to start at 6 a.m. And like we said, you're going to be on deck between an hour to 2 hours, depending how quickly our colleagues get through their bid decisions. We will start with the attendance, and if there's more information that we need to send you, we'll make sure we email all that information out to you before the bidding starts. And the last question, do we get paid by the hour for working when called to come into work? So here we're talking summer work. You're going to be paid what you bid on, right? First and foremost. Now, if you're called in, you'll be paid for what you work with a 2-hour minimum guaranteed, as is articulated in the contract, which we've always done in the past. So this concludes what we're going to be doing for summer work, summer bidding, and some of those highlights in terms of safety. The one thing that I would absolutely want you to keep in mind is we are living in a fluid situation. Things change sometimes from day to day. They change on the weekends. We may say something on a Friday and have to come back and counteract it on a Monday. So the watchword here for everybody is flexibility. Flexibility, right? As team members, we need to be flexible in order to help the team accomplish the mission, right? And our mission come summer is to transport children with special needs in a safe, and now we're going to say a healthy way as well. And we need your cooperation to make sure that happens. You want to add anything to that before we close?
Nope, but I do want to say, anybody that does need help getting on their Google Drive or anything like that, please call me. I am free on June 18th and can set up a little class for you guys to come in here with only 9 people at a time. So please email me, let me know you need help, and I will be in contact with you and happy to help you get on and get going.
Thank you, Belinda, and thank you all for who you are and for your commitment to our children, and especially to school, to the Shenandoah School Transportation Department. We really appreciate that, and looking to having some of you back here in the summer. Stay healthy and stay safe.